Okay, you remember that we did a piece with George Howe, the former town manager here in Ipswich, about mental illness and as it spanned one's whole life, okay, from youth to senior. Well, we're going to talk about something else that you might not think about, but I think it's pretty important, and that is self-defense. We know that we've done programs on scams and things of that nature. This is outright self-defense. And in that regard, I'd like you to say hello to this very attractive lady next to me, Kristin Lashoto.
Yes. Hello.
Thank you. Guess what nationality she is? Maybe we'll tell you at the end. But anyhow, well, tell us what you did and what's going on here.
Well, I'm prior law enforcement. I was a corrections officer. From there, I went into even more aspect of law enforcement,
Okay.
where I was hurt on the job. And from there, I transformed myself, and I used all of my trainings to put a program together called D.Y.A.T.A, which is Defend Yourself Against the Aggressor. And I teach a varied amount of ages, from children to senior citizens.
Okay.
And I've worked with several council of agings throughout the state to try and educate seniors on defense, because seniors, unfortunately, as well as women and children, are soft targets. Now, you may ask what a soft target is.
What is a soft target?
Okay, well, I'm glad you asked. Soft target is where an aggressor will see an individual and say, that's an easy target, where I can go and attack and gain money or gain some aspect for myself.
Sure. Okay.
And so with knowing what a soft target is, we can go and we can educate on not how to be a soft target.
So what do you do? Say you go to a council on aging. What, do you give a demonstration, a
Yes.
speech, and a background?
So
and
I tell about myself. I
Okay.
give some videos which are very inspirational,
Okay.
as well as domestic violence
Okay.
videos, which
Okay.
I think helps and it empowers women. Also from there, I give a half an hour intro to mental conditioning, because you have to be able to take care of yourself mentally. It needs to be second nature.
Okay.
And then after that, I go into the physical aspect of it,
Okay.
the hands-on, which is very popular with many seniors because they like to get into the nitty-gritty. Exactly.
Okay.
There's different aspects of it.
Okay.
And in order to be able to fight properly,
Yes.
it has to be up here first.
Okay.
Because you need to know what to do. Because fear and panic, what is fear? Oh, I'm afraid I can't do something. Fear is a reaction to a real or perceived threat.
Okay.
And if you don't take care of it, it turns into panic. Panic is an emotional reaction. If you don't take care of that, it turns into the fight or flight response.
Okay.
So with that being said, mental conditioning, you have to understand how to work through that
Okay.
in order to protect yourself.
Is there like a course that you give?
I do give a course.
Okay.
It's an hour and a half to 2 hours.
Okay.
I do not mind going over that specific time if needed, because I
Okay.
want people to understand the importance of self-defense.
Okay.
So I will absolutely stay with them. There
Okay.
are refresher courses, especially this day and age with the holidays coming up.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Right.
Do you do it on site? I mean, do you have a place or you visit?
I
or?
go to people. So
Okay.
I will go to senior centers here, there, and everywhere. I'll go to schools. I'll go to gyms. I'll go to yoga studios. I'll do private events. To continue with the physical aspect of it, so if somebody placed you, if a senior is at a ATM or they're behind individuals, one of the most common forms of an assault is a bear hold, where somebody comes around you and is holding you around your torso.
Okay.
And at that point, what can you do? Your arms are by your side. You cannot move. Basically, you have money that was in your hands. You have all of your information on this ATM screen,
Yep.
where an aggressor behind you can easily say, okay, this is what I want from you. So instantly, with the mental conditioning aspect of when you're in a bear hold, there are things that you can do. One aspect is your head is a personal target, where you could smash your head into this individual's face, break their nose. At that point, your foot, what I call is the stomp. Okay. Stomp on their instep. The instep is the inner part of your foot where there are 26 bones. At which point, if you stomp as hard as you can, stomp the bug,
Yes.
you can break all 26 bones in their foot and guaranteed they will release at that point. So there are different techniques in order to use. Again, with mental conditioning, you
Yep.
have to remember, you have to recall that from someplace in your head. And without it being in your head with the mental conditioning, it's lost. With elders, especially in today's world, they should not answer their door when at home if they say that they are from the cable company or the phone company or the water company. Ask for an ID. If they said, oh, here it is, 7 feet away, I know I need my glasses to see. So, needless to say, have them put the ID through the mail slot if they have a metal slot, or hold it up to the glass
Yes,
so the
yeah.
elder could see. So a female, I'll tell one story. Female, 27 years old. She was on her phone.
Yes.
She had her keys in her hand at 1:30 in the morning. Beacon Hill, safe town. She puts her key into her door. She's home. She's safe. She opens up her door. She is pushed into her home, her apartment where she lives alone, by a homeless man. At what point he takes her into the bathroom, ties her by her neck to her pedestal sink, says, give me your credit cards, give me your debit cards with the accurate numbers. If you don't, I'm going to come back and I'm going to kill you. He proceeds to leave the apartment with all the accurate numbers that correspond with every credit card and ATM. He goes to a specific local ATM machine, has all of her information, gets the money. He could leave. He could leave, he could be on his way. He's a homeless man. He has what he wants, which is money. So at which point he goes back. There's an assault that takes place, and the only reason why this individual was found a month later is because he was on screen from the ATM machine. Wasn't thinking about that. Yeah. Again, I think it's very important. There is no safe time of day. You just have to be aware. Something that doesn't look right, again, speak up, call somebody, call the police, 911. And be alert at all times. Be aware of all your personal weapons that you have on you. A pen is a weapon. If you don't have anything on you other than your hands, let it be known that your knees, your head, heels, palms, thumbs, forearm, one of the strongest parts of your body, and your nails are all personal self-defense weapons. You can come up, gouge their eyes with your hands, with your nails. Palm strike to the jaw. It's a vulnerable area on somebody. All the bones in somebody's face. If you can't think of anything else, fist, proper fist. Hands open, closed, thumbs over all fingers. And beat the drum. That's what I like to call it with all my kids and seniors, so they can remember. Beat the drum. Correct. Beat the drum. So the area that you're looking for is the head, the cheekbones, which will break, the nose, the jaw, anything that can release somebody from you.
Wow. This might be a little bit of feel from what you do. I've had 2 credit cards compromised. And the amazing thing is how the company called me within a matter of days. And I knew nothing of it. And they asked me some questions. And the woman that I was talking to said, one of the big things is, she said, what do you do with your receipts? I said, I walk out of like a lot of seniors, I take medications, they stamp the thing, I go out and I'm opening up the bag and I just throw it in the trash outside. And I think I'm not alone in that.
So you have to think about the person who is standing in your personal space. That being said, there's varied aspects of personal space. 18 inches away from your face should not, and nobody should enter that personal space other than a family member, a close friend, or somebody that you care deeply about.
Okay.
1.5 feet to your side, nobody should enter your space. This is what's called a personal bubble, your personal space zone, your aura. Nobody should be entering that space because it gives you the sense of uncomfortable.
Okay.
3 feet in front of you, basically your hands, your arm's length away from you. Nobody should enter that space. And that is a realization for all local places. You have your iPhone, you have your iPad, or any tablet that you may have. What is called the hot seat in buses, trains, are the 4 stations closest to the door. And I used to say, this is the seat that I want because I can get on and off quickly.
Without pushing people.
Without pushing people. Bad choice. Reason being, You have your phone. You're not looking at anybody. Your iPod, your buds are in. We'll
Yeah.
talk about that momentarily.
Okay.
But anybody sees you using an iPad or whatnot, come, grab, doors are open. They're gone with with all of your information. So that's another aspect.
That's
so
true, yeah.
phone numbers, bank accounts, if you just have it on an app, it opens up once you touch it because it's not locked. Always keep a lock on your phone, and as well as a tracking device. So that's another aspect that can be problematic. Trains and buses, never sit, never sit.
Find my
next to
iPhone.
the-
That's a trend. No, I'm
Find
serious,
my
right?
iPhone. Yes,
I have that.
absolutely. And if you don't understand the computer lingo or the tech lingo, there is, of course, I have some difficulties with that too because I'm in the world of word processors back in the day. But Apple, if you have an Apple product, you can go to the store, make an appointment, at which time they can give you some education about the phone, how to do this and how to do that, which I think is very
cool.
helpful.
This is one I just heard about a couple of weeks ago. You check into a hotel. And nowadays they take an imprint to the card,
Yes.
right, when you check in, right? So you go to your room. The scam artist is outside and he calls the hotel. Give me room 560, right? Person usually answers. And somehow they're good about getting the name. And they say, this is the front desk. The imprint didn't come out very well. So when you're down in the lobby, give it, it'd be convenient. Why don't you give us the number right now and the security code? Right? 9 out of 10 times you're going to say, well, this is the hotel calling. Yeah, here it is,
Absolutely.
And I remember,
With that,
I know.
never give personal information. Ask the person at the front desk, where is this information going to be stored?
Okay.
If it's an imprint, will it be deleted? Ask questions. There's
Okay.
no stupid question. There's so many different scams that are out there that people need to be aware of, and I cover a lot of those in this class.
I hate to say it, but in our little small community of Ipswich, I know my wife and I do this, and many of our neighbors, we don't lock our doors.
Problem number one.
I mean, we just do it. We leave the keys in the car. What I mean? It's we've got to start rethinking that. But
And you do. And I don't think if it wasn't because of this session, you ordinarily wouldn't think about these
No.
different aspects.
No.
But again, and I can't stress enough that bad people can travel. And with that being said, there was maybe a couple of months ago, there was an individual that went to a woman's home in Brockton and knocked on her door, older lady, and said, you know what, I need help. Can I come in and use your phone? At which time, she let him in because, of course, our best generation believes, trusts, understands when somebody needs help, and they're all willing to help. At that time, he bound her, he gagged her, and he stole from her. And at that point, when she was full of blood and nerves at such an older age, she said, are you going to kill me? He said, no, you seem like a nice lady. I'll let you live.
wow.
This is where our world is at right now.
That's pretty scary.
So always lock your doors.
Listen, you want to say anything in closing? I found this fascinating.
Good, I'm glad. If I can educate as many people as I possibly can with awareness and keeping people safe,
Okay.
then I'm doing my job
Cool.
in life.
Yep.
And it's for the betterment of the communities that I work in, that people understand that we do live in an insecure world and how to change that.
Unfortunately,
Yes,
you're right.
unfortunately, and how to change that by protecting ourselves and other people. So if people gather this information with the documentation that I give, at what point they can share that with other people that they know, and start a safe world again.
Thank you very much,
Thank you,
Kristin.
Paul.